Oh, wow. So, that airplane, that jet that you guys were on took off pretty faster than Rake in A Delicious Man's Ass, right?
Oh, come on.
Did I tell you about the last plane I was on? I went to, go take a leak in the bathroom in the back, and I was sitting all the way up front.
And Novak was in there with a girl. No, he won.
No, it was bad, though.
I was
I was taking a piss, and I let one rip. And, I let it, clear out for a little bit, but it must have just got caught in my pants or something. So then I walk out of the bathroom, and I start walking up to my seat. And, I sit down, and, Darren's sitting right next to me from CKY, and he's like, yo, dude, did you rip one? And I'm like, I did, 3 minutes ago. And he's like, dude, you brought it with you. And I turn around, and I see the whole plane looking at me like, you asshole. I was just known as the fart guy on that whole plane ride. Everybody knew me as that.
I remember, I got on this was the funniest but worst flight I've ever got on. I got on a flight with Steve-O and Party Boy of all people.
God, no.
Dude, Steve-O and Party Boy are hell, but when they're together, they're special hell. Dude, okay, Steve-O gets on all hopped up on who knows what. The stewardess was actually just like, did you take drugs? And he was like, yes, I did, but I took them before I got on the flight, which is perfectly legal. So then he sits down. I look over, and Party Boy is just out of his mind. We're up in the air about 10,000 feet at least. This guy grabs his bag and starts walking towards the front. And she's like, sir, what are you doing? He's just like, well, I'm getting off the plane. In the time to get off, they're like, no, we're not landing for another 4 hours. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he takes his shirt off for no reason. He looks at the whole entire plane and puts up his hands and shows him his muscles with his shirt off. And he goes, I'm not going to apologize for my manly physique. And then all this turbulence came up, and then he fell on the ground. And then he pissed his pants later on.
God, Steve was telling me they were putting newspaper on him like he was a little puppy, to try and stop him to piss.
And then there was another flight on when we were in Europe. We were filming the show, and we had an 8-hour layover at the Heathrow Airport.
Oh,
8 hours. That's
man.
a whole day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck are we going to do for 8 hours? Dunn just looks at the fucking pub, and he's just like, let's just get annihilated. So he's like, by the time the MTV crew gets here, let's not even remember their faces or names. So we just sat there and drank and drank and drank. Eventually we had police officers following us around with AK-47 just in case we didn't do anything stupid. So we get on the plane annihilated, and there's 2 seats, and then there's a space, and then there's 3 seats, and then 2 seats. And me and Dunn were in 2 seats. So I'm laying across the 2 seats with my feet hanging out, and Dunn is just laying on the ground. And they're trying to slap us awake, and we're not even budging. And they're just like, sir, you're going to have to need to get... They had to pick up Ryan Dunn because he was laying on the floor and carry him to, a back... they gave him his own row just because he was so annihilated. They were so mad at us.
Oh, dude, you can't drink with Dunn, man.
That was the bro gave me instructions on our flight to California.
I heard about that.
Oh, yeah, we pulled an all-nighter because we had to get on a flight at noon, and, if we have to get up that early,
It's
it just ain't happening.
7 p.m. and me and Bam and a couple others decide it'd be the best thing in the world to stay up. Great idea at the time. 7 a.m. wake-up call comes.
Why is it always such a good idea at the time? You're at the bar, it's midnight. We're like, yeah, man, we're drinking. We just got to pull an all-nighter so we can get on the flight. That way
we're high-fiving the all-nighters at that time.
Yeah. So, 11 o'clock rolls around. I'm, dead tired. I'm this is the worst decision I've ever made in my entire life.
So we're woken up on Thanksgiving morning at 10 o'clock to go to the airport.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
So Thanksgiving. We get to the airport. There's, kids in suits, mothers with Bibles and ties and shit on. And we get there. And they're like, Mr. Novak, we have a seat for you in the exit row. Is that fine? Will you help assist? I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Just get me on the plane. Let's go. So I get on the plane. The steward, I have my shades on, man. I finally might get a minute's sleep here. I'm passed out. This lady's like, okay, I'm going to give you this manual. I need you to read some stuff, then I'm going to quiz you on it. I'm like, a goddamn quiz at 10 a.m.? I've been up all night? No. So she continues all this quiz. She's like, read this. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm like, I'll try my hardest to read. Whatever. I can't even spell my name right now, but I'll read.
You've been hopped up on heroin in alleys for 10 years, and now you're doing a quiz?
I found out of school because I got caught shooting dope in the back room. So me and books in school aren't on the same page.
Now you have a fucking pop quiz?
Yeah. So the fucking bitch comes back to me and she says, have you read the manual? Yeah, well, I haven't read it, man. Come on, let's do this so I can go back to sleep, man. I have shades on. She starts asking questions. I'm like, yeah, whatever. She says, can you take your glasses off because we need to have eye contact here? I'm like, are you fucking serious, man? So I take the glasses off, and all I heard was, will you help people if there's a problem? I'm like, babe, if the plane goes down, I'll fucking help anyone because I'd like to die right now myself. and it's Thanksgiving morning. And what does she say, Bam?
She's like, sir, would you stop being so negative on Thanksgiving?
She's trying to tell me how to feel on Thanksgiving. Shut the fuck up and get these people sodas and pretzels, man. Don't tell me how to feel.
like why you could be negative any other day, but it's Thanksgiving, so you shouldn't be negative. Like, what does that have to do with
She's
anything?
trying to control my feelings.